Round 2, gonna have to mull this. We only have 1 land. We do have a 1-drop, but just not a very safe hand to keep, I don't think. Alright, this hand on the other hand is just fine, so we'll keep this one. Pretty much bottom any land, although, no, we don't want to play we're gonna keep that on top. We're not gonna play Fertile Thicket. Actually, we will. No, I guess we can't keep Fertile Thicket turn 1 then. And we can't play Evolving Wilds turn 1 either. Oh wait, what am I talking about? We're on the draw. Disregard everything I said. We are playing Fertile Thicket turn 1. Yes. Nullifier, Tightening Coils, Myers Mouse, Rush of Ice on the bottom. Got it. So I guess we want to go Cutthroat into Evolving Wilds turn 3 into Cloud Manta. That's the plan? Okay. Guess we could play Tidecaller turn 3. Blocks the cohort. Forces the block, or forces him to play an ally at least, but Red-White does have plenty of allies. Like Core Blade Whirl, for example. Probably still going to play Tidecaller turn 3. Seems like a good opportunity to get a blocker. Well, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? So I play the Tidecaller, I don't get the Clutch of Currents back. I think keeping these guys at bay is probably what we want to do, though. Okay. All right. Cliffside Lookout, unfortunately, is going to be a problem. Guess we go Cloud Manta here and pass. The opponent's got the land for Lookout. Probably in a position where I got to do some board trading. Doesn't seem super likely I can race this. All right, let's get some allies off the board. So we'll go like this. We'll go like this. All right. Still gonna drain my opponent for 2. Make some trades that are both 1-for-1s. I think that's just fine considering my opponent's got a Cliffside Lookout. Alright. So I guess we clutch here. Bouncing the more expensive of the 2. Guess we can attack first. I'm willing to trade a Cutthroat for a Lookout on this board. It actually seems like a good trade for us. Lookout's not going to get worse in the late game. I guess Cutthroat's not really either, but considering my opponent can pay for it and doesn't have a lot less or a lot else going on, it seems like a fine play. So we'll bounce the Cub and awaken a. I forgot. Do we have more double black or double blue? We have both. I don't want to do it to the. Well, maybe I do want to do it to the Fertile Thicket. It's the least relevant land. We have another blue in hand, though, so I guess I'll do it to a... I'm just thinking all the things that deal with non-basics. It's not like my opponent's going to main deck that anyway, but... That's alright. Wait, that's not the creature I want to bounce. Alright. Opponent's making some plays. Hopefully we draw some spells. Didn't want to draw a land there, but we did. So I can't really make a good trade here. If I attack, I can't really do that either. Bummer. Guess we chill. Guess we take that. I guess I could have forced my opponent to use his mana. Maybe that would have been better, now that I think about it. Alright, please draw non-land. Nope. Not what I wanted. Can't always get what you want. Alright, so gonna have to do a bad trade here, much to my sadness. We do actually have enchantments in our deck, but I still think this is probably a bigger threat. My opponent wants to sack a cub to get rid of a tightening coil, so I think we'll accept. Really don't want to get tactics there, but I did. I guess... Oh, and then he gets the counter. What a bummer. All right. Really would like to draw a non-land card here. Would really be awesome if we could draw a non-land. That'd be so sweet. And then Blade Master. All right. Well, this game is a disaster. And too little, too late. Let's see if we can't draw a little bit better here in game 2. Sideboard against Omega Aggro. Pathway Arrows does something to Stonewaker. Does not deal with Blade Master. Does not deal with Cohort. Does not deal with Steward. Does not deal with Blade Whirl. Not worth bringing in. Anything else? Cloud Manta looks a lot worse. I think we'll cut one for the Mindraker since it blocks better against all the 2/2s. And I think that's all we got. All right, we'll play first. See if we can't draw a little bit better. No blue mana, which is a big bummer, but we're going to keep because we can make some plays. All right. Great Birthing seems fine. All right, fine trade. Sludge Crawler already did its job. Now we get to go Great Birthing into Mindraker maybe, or draw the land and get us closer to that Bane. That'd be good too. Kidney Patrol, got it. I think there's a good chance we get the land either off the Grave Birthing or off of our turn. Alright, guess we Mindraker our opponent. Then we'll pass. Alright. Here's our blue mana. So, guess we just coils this and pass. Basically just trying to draw land so we can play Bane. All right. Okay. So I swing with Bane. He exiles a couple things, and double blocks. I think I'm just going to have to be willing to make my opponent lose all of that. Especially while they're tapped out. I'm thinking he loses Zada and a land. And then he'll block with Angel and a Patrol. But we still get to kill both. Seems good for us. So just going to have to offer this trade and accept the casualties we're bringing to him. I mean, we're still left with the Mindraker, which is good. Our opponent only has one card in hand. We have Tidecaller, which is absurdly good in our deck if we find double Clutch of Currents, double Rush of Ice, or Mire's Malice. So we have 5 cards that interact extremely positively with the Tidecaller. I imagine an opponent wants to make this trade, yeah. Could do it with the okay. Either of these trades is fine. We basically traded 4 of our opponent's permanents for 2 of ours since we lost the Tightening Coils too, but still certainly a worthwhile trade for us. Plus we get to drain them. Yeah, that worked out pretty well, I'd say. All right, Blade Master, not that big of a deal. I think we might take 4 here if he attacks. I don't want to make this trade. All right, Cloudman to pass. So as long as our opponent's not ripping allies every turn, we should be okay. Ooh, that was a great draw. Pretty fantastic draw there. So if I attack with Raker, he can double block it, which doesn't seem great. So I think we just get in, drop the Behemoth, and pass. So I guess I can swing with everything now, and he has to triple block the Behemoth to kill it. I get a couple guys off the board. Seems worth it. It's not the blocking order I want, so I think, well, I guess, yeah, if I'm going to kill 2 things, I should kill the 2 allies. Even though I am running Tightening Coils, I guess that doesn't matter. Drain our opponent again, play Carrier Thrall, and pass. Invoker, and opponent still a couple land from that, so still has a spell in hand, I imagine. Blighted Fen seems good. We'll do that post-combat. Okay. Could have done it pre-combat, I guess, and not lost my guy, but whatever. Probably should have done it differently, in retrospect. Then I guess my opponent wouldn't have blocked. Well, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Alright, so now we... Yeah, I think we just swing everything. It's lethal if he blocks Cutthroat. It's gonna be lethal if he blocks that, yeah, because now we have a colorless guy. Alright. So, yeah, still, red-white allies. Looks like a pretty good ally deck. Certainly got some good ally plays. I don't really want to bring in Scour from Existence. I think we just got to develop a... having Tidecaller in our hand the whole game was a little bit awkward, but I mean, it still worked out fine for us. He's playing Felidar Cub for our Tightening Coils, which kind of sucks, but I guess at least he has to sack the Cub, so he loses a dude. But yeah, having the Cub for... Cub's legitimately good against us. I think the Mindraker panned out really nicely. But other than that, pretty much staying the same. Yeah. Keep it. Get turn 2 Tightening Coils. We have both colors. No 2-drops, good news. Drawing a land there is good news too. Need another one before we can really start making some plays. Alright, so I guess we'll coils that. Get our damage prevention on. Yeah, we can play Fertile Thicket too. Are we looking for a 5th land? I guess that's the question. Sledge Crawler, double Tightening Coils on the bottom. Do we want a 2nd swamp? Probably not. Although it does bring us to our 5th. Yeah, actually I think we do. I think getting the 5th land is actually fine. I mean, there's a chance we could get flooded, but having the 5th land guarantees that we can play our Clutch and Rush of Ice for full value, which is essentially exactly what we want, so it just seems worth it. I didn't have to Tightening Coils that either since I have the Nullifier. I could have just taken a beating from it. Might have made more sense, but now I guess I can play Mindraker and block a patrol, which I think is fine. Could also play the Cloud Manta, but we've got a pretty solid looking later game plan going on now. Zada, okay. I think we're probably just going to clutch that. Yeah. I can keep the patrol back. If I trade 3 for 2, I think trading 3 for 2 is actually okay. He gets the vigilance, but that's fine. We're going to clutch again. If we draw a land, we get to clutch for more value too, which is really good. It's not a ton of cards that are going to be able to deal with a 6/6. Could have actually Rush of Ice now that I think about it. Might have been better because, well, forcing him to replay Zada is pretty good for us. I mean, granted, he gets the vigilance, but yeah, I think forcing him to replay is ultimately better. Lets us tempo a bit better. Land would be great. Didn't get the land, which is not ideal, but still fine. I guess we just clutch again. So bounce Zada. Pump this land again. Could have Stasis Snare, I guess, but just hope he doesn't. Okay. So if we draw a land, we get to Rush of Ice and make a 9/9, which is quite a few eggs in one basket, but probably still fine. So yeah, I could Rush of Ice, swing for 12. He can chump block though. Can also just play... I don't think we play Rush of Ice yet. I think we actually probably just play Cloud Manta after swinging for 9. Probably just chumps anyway, yeah. It's fine. Like, this sets us up a little bit better. A 6/6 is still pretty difficult to deal with. Opponent has definitely missed some land drops, which has been beneficial for us, especially if he has a Resolute Blade Master in hand or something. Fire Mantle Mage, sure. So he's got Vigilance and we can't block, so we're going to take 5. But we can force blocks, though. So taking 5 brings us down to 11. Now, what does that mean if my opponent got Double Strike? As long as we force a chump, we won't die to a Blade Master, right? We'd take 6, 10. We'd go to 1. So that's perfectly fine. Okay, we have another land, so we can actually go Carrier Thrall Nullifier too. Currently swinging for lethal, which means our opponent has to block, but I think it's just better to Rush of Ice. Tap something down plus force a chump block just seems better. I probably want to Rush of Ice on a different creature as well. Could have Lithomancer's Focus, something I need to keep in mind. Especially since it prevents all damage from colorless. Let's say I Rush of Ice on an island and swing with 4 creatures, and my opponent does have Focus. So I tap down Zada, he double blocks the island, he takes 9, he goes to 2, he doesn't lose either of his creatures because Focus prevents. We still don't die on backswing and my opponent's dead. I think splitting is still better then. So let's tap down Zada, make an island, another island a creature. Force some blocks. It's got to jump here. And then take 9 and go to 2. If my opponent has Blade Master, we'd only take 8. If my opponent has Lithomancer's Focus, can double block, kill my 6/6, take 9. Still less damage we have to worry about on the backswing. Alright, just chump block and taking 9. Alright, basically got the match because our opponent got mana screwed, but we'll take it. We need the win here, so alright, we'll see you in round 3. Alright, round 3 opponent was a no-show. Thought our deck was fine. Blue-black, evasion basically. Never got to play our Grip of Desolation, but Bane of Balaged, Deathless Behemoth won us a game. We never got any value off Tidecaller. Yeah, we never got any value off Tidecaller, as a matter of fact. Like, not only did we not get to return Awaken cards, we never had a land creature that we got to fly over top with, but that's okay. I still think Tidecaller's a good card. Tightening Coils played fine in here. Cutthroat played very well. Nullifier got a Mist Intruder. That was cool. So, alright. Still have yet to experiment more with the dedicated blue-black processing deck. But maybe soon enough, I'll get to do that. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next draft.